a few months later who's trying to get traction for his books. And when I show up to coach this person, the first thing I ask is, what are your goals? What are you trying to do? What do you need help with? And the client said, I'm good. Everything's going great. And so I asked again, well, what are your goals? Where are you trying to get to next? And he said, I'm selling books and it's going great. And in the back of my mind, I was asking myself, then why did you show up to the call if you feel like you don't need help with anything? And then also, why don't you know what your goals are? If you just want to keep doing what you're doing, you do not need to be on this call. And then a few months later, I was at a book signing event, and one of the organizers said they don't set goals that they're not going to be able to accomplish. They only set goals that they know they can achieve. And this was odd to me. It was almost sad to me. And the person said they were completely happy with setting goals they knew they could reach and reaching them and feeling good about themselves. And so I started to think about these two experiences and question if I do that in my own life. Am I setting goals that are not high enough? And I kept telling myself no, because I've set goals that I never imagined I could reach and achieve. I've set goals where there wasn't even a roadmap to get the thing. I could only take myself but so far before I knew what the next step was to achieve those goals. But I achieved everything I was trying to reach. Last year, I said I wanted to make $100,000 in my writing company, and I blew that goal out of the water. And I kept revisiting these two experiences. And I was like, man, if I had to set the goal to $300,000 for my writing business, I may have blew that goal out of the window. And so it started to click to me that I am not any different than anyone else. And despite the things that I have accomplished, I don't think I have been setting goals that are high enough. And it really hit me when I was scrolling through Instagram a little while ago. And someone that I respect really highly said, if you're achieving all of your goals, then your goals are not big enough. And so I sat down with a blank document on Microsoft Word and I started to write out my writer's roadmap. And I wrote out a writer's roadmap that was scary. Goals that I mine's well write. I want to have the first book. I want to write the first book that's going to be read on the planet Mars. This is how high these goals are. And there was tension there. I was scared to write these goals down because these are goals, a lot of them are goals that I likely will not ever reach in this lifetime. It's not 100% that I won't reach them, but I probably won't reach them in this lifetime. And for a while, for months, I was sad about this. I was upset. What's the point of writing down these goals if I know I'm not going to achieve them? I was like visualizing myself on my deathbed thinking, I have a list of goals that I never achieved and I am a failure. But I don't think like that anymore because today I understand more than I have ever understood before that if you do not reach for the stars, if you do not set goals that will surprise you, if you do not set goals that are really, really high, then you don't get to experience a lot of the good stuff because it's the pursuit of that far off goal in which you will accomplish some really amazing things. You will accomplish some things that end up being more important than the goal that you do or do not reach. It's how your book gets to be a clue on Jeopardy. It's how your first book gets to be an Eisner Award, which made me the first Black woman to win an Eisner. It is trying to achieve those really big goals that you do some really amazing, life changing work along the way. So I want to encourage you to set some really big goals. Set some goals that are going to challenge you, but set some goals that are like having someone read your book on Mars. Of course, not something that is that far off, but set big goals and you'll be surprised as to what can happen. So, again, my name is Dr. Sheena Howard. I'm the founder of Power Your Research, an academic branding company where I help academics and educators increase their visibility, authority, and income without the expense of a publicist. And the last thing I'll say about this is I don't see myself as getting to the end of my life and feeling like a failure because I didn't reach those goals. I see myself as being proud of the things that I accomplished in the pursuit of those goals and knowing that I left it all out on the field with the resources that I had, the knowledge that I had, and I left it all out on the field. And that is good enough for me. I hope this helps.